Yeah. Test and see if this bitch is still running good. Probably shouldn't be swearing if I'm trying to make this an intro. It's more of an audio test though. Does it still sound good on like still hear the bike good and then not have like an assload of wind noise, and then do I sound good? And it's a microphone just banging off the fucking helmet. It's a little low, but I think it's fine. Is that wind brutal? Well, I don't know how loud I need to talk. This is normal volume. So, yeah. We'll see. I'm already doing a lot of editing on this video. Fuck, man. That is so much fucking wind noise. If I can hear to my ears, fucking the microphone can too. This shifter loose. It's probably fine. Yeah, let's go on a ride. Fucking new microphone. What is that, like 90? Yeah. This guess Speedo is rather slow to update, but it's better than nothing. And for a while there I had nothing. And I don't know what it is about being on a bike, but I just get a need for speed, which is not exactly smart, especially since I'm wanting a sport bike. You know, the Harley kind of keeps me tamed on max speed. I swear to God, this bike feels a little bit weird, but it might be the 25 mile an hour winds. Living here out in the fucking fields, these rural areas, just all the wind. That person's tarp on their pool's blowing up. This is ridiculous. That's kind of the only reason I want to live in the city. It's just, you know, less wind. But also, I don't have the same freedoms I have out here. No walking outside at 2 in the morning shooting a gun. But it makes the start of my rides kind of suck. It also means it has to be a little bit warmer for me to ride, especially with me working an hour away. These mirrors are worthless. This one just rotates, and then the left one it's in my shoulder. I've gotten a little bit more picky about mirrors nowadays. Honestly, I prefer my little skinny ones more than these. Like, I couldn't see anything out of them, but at least it got past my shoulder. I could at least see there was a road behind me. I swear to God, this bike cannot make up its mind on what it wants. Fucking, I put a bunch of jet in it, and it starts bitching about being too rich. And then I take a bunch of jet out, and still bitching about being rich, and then has less power. And I just don't get it. Fucking plugs foul out like crazy. But then it just doesn't run as good without the fuel. And it's like, well, I'd like to keep it, you know, a little bit rich, but it wants all the fuel. It just wants every last drop. I don't know if I need to add more timing or what. I set it how they said how it was recommended when I got my big bore kit. Nice cars. Okay, we'll go down Route 4. There's a trash ass blinker, just white. Ugh. I'm seeing that more and more. Solar panels on houses that don't really deserve it. But I guess it works. You know, big investment up front though. Fucking, I can barely afford to put gas in this bitch, much less to even think about buying solar panels. Dollar General. There's two in this town. Town of like population of like 5,000 people. $2 Generals. Takes me 3 minutes to get through town. that. I hate that so much. Just half gear shifts, a neutral between every fucking gear. I really need to rebuild this transmission, but I'm not going to do it in the middle of the riding season unless it breaks. Yeah, honestly, if it breaks, I might just sell the bike. Like, I'm tired of working on this thing constantly. But I knew I was getting myself into. But damn, I thought it would eventually get good, not just constantly have problems. Like, I gotta buy new brakes for it. Transmission needs rebuilt. Tune isn't perfect, and I don't know if I'll ever get it right. Front tire does not inspire confidence. Like, it has good tread, it just doesn't feel good on turns. I'm real negative about this bike, but God, I love it. I love it and I hate it. I wish it was perfect, but it's not. But God, I love this motor. This, you know, these Sportster Evos are not bad. Like, they get a lot of shit for being small and not that powerful, but they feel good. I don't know what people complain about them for. Like, yeah, they don't make a huge amount of horsepower, they don't make a huge amount of torque, but they have a very smooth or like broad power band. And like, it's nothing like the big twins, but this also doesn't weigh 700, 800 pounds. So this motor's kind of perfect. And also, those big twins don't make that much power either. In respect for their displacement, it's just, it's not that big of a deal. I wish the frames on these were a little bit bigger, but I'm like 5'9", and it's not too cramped. Back brake sucks. How fast are we going? Oh, you're doing 55. Dead on. Are you a cop? No. You're not a cop. Neither are you. Got the mines over there, which I think that's the mines, which I don't think are even active right now, which is normal. Are you a cop? No. I can't tell you how many times I almost hit a deer right here. Just on a bike too, it's just a ton of them. Fucking beautiful scenery out here. So, just absolutely beautiful. Probably gonna turn up here on the road a little up a ways and maybe see how fast she goes with it leaned out, because I want to see if it's making more power or not, and not use just my ass dyno. Like, the top speed shouldn't be lying to me. I wish I was going this way and doing it, because the wind's not that horrible going this way. It's real bad going the opposite way, but we'll see. As long as there's not too many cars, which it looks like there's going to be a lot of cars. This road? Yeah. There's gravel in the road. Okay, I was wrong. There's a good amount of wind right here. I was hoping there wouldn't be. And I can't tell that's cop behind me. It's a Jeep. But cops in this side of the tracks like them Dodges, which I think includes Jeeps. There's another car. God, there's just a lot of cars. Oh yeah, we're gonna have one shot at this if this isn't a cop. And you're not a cop. I think she lost power. Maybe. The wind makes it hard to tell. I think she wants more fuel, but she fucking hates it. I don't understand this. I put more fuel in it. It runs better but worse. Like, it won't idle. But I pull fuel out of it, and it runs just as bad, and it makes less power. And I don't get it. Obviously it wants more fuel, but it's just destroying plugs. I think I'm going to put fuel back in and then go against what Camera Performance said about the timing and just add more timing. Because, like, they also don't recommend using SNS carb. They don't have anything against it. Because assume they're going to use Makuni or the stock CB40, and I'm using an SNS because that's what the bike had on it. And also I like how easy it is to rebuild this car, and this is definitely running hotter. So usually I can't feel the heat coming off it, even if it's windy fucking at all with the previous tune. So she wants more fuel, which sucks because this thing already has a problem where it consumes more fuel than the tank can handle, or at least the fuel line. I might have to get a new petcock, maybe one with a bigger bore, bigger line, and then use a better hose that hopefully doesn't get destroyed. Things just constantly like weird problems. Nothing that really completely stops you from riding, but it's just first put the big bore kit on after blowing a head gasket and destroying the rings, not knowing what pistons I had in it because I didn't build the bike. Put the 1250 kit on it and then blew up the clutch, rebuilt the clutch, put an extra plate in it, and then the clutch spring gave out and couldn't handle all the extra clutch pressure. Bought a new clutch spring, fixed the clutch, but then lost an intake manifold bolt, which I have not replaced. Might help if I replace that, but I was just going to tune around it. Well, it doesn't like me tuning around it, and it didn't like me tuning anyway, because it keeps asking for more fuel and then destroying a set of plugs. And it's fine, I'll carry around plugs, but I shouldn't have to change them every 1,000 miles. It's just ridiculous. If I even get 1,000 miles off them, the last set I got like 200, and it sucks. So, and then it said the plugs, from what I can see, are saying timing's perfect, so I'm just going to do what Hammer Foreman said not to do, and I'm going to increase the ramp, because I just don't trust them. Or I don't, like, I just want full power, and I know this thing will go faster, because I've had it faster. I've had it up to 118, and now I can barely get it above 110. And I think that was before I pulled like a degree of timing out of it, because it was pinging under load. Which I fixed that by pulling degree of timing and putting more fuel. I don't know. My answers don't really make sense to these problems. The answer would be get a new bike. Even if I got another Sporty, just one that's not a 883. Because the cylinder head does not help this problem of me not having a bunch of high RPM horsepower. Yeah, I'll add fuel back in and then say fuck it, increase the timing ramp, keep the initial the same, and then the max should be about the same. If it pings, I'll just let off, hurry up, flip the switch to go back to normal, to the slow ramp. And it is a forged piston, so it should be able to survive a ping once or twice. And then I always keep good gas in it, which I think a lot of people probably just put 91. Which I do too, but usually 93. Give me a little bit more oomph, or a little bit more just protection. Just nothing but feels. Nothing but feels. And all the wind. Which is why I haven't been that motivated to ride. Just because it's been brutally cold wind. And god damn it, can you not be doing 45? I'm just gonna pass it. Like, I get it, the road's rough, but like, come on man, it's like 255 at least. I used to do like 80 down this road every morning, coming home from work. Didn't matter the vehicle. You just gotta know the bumps. Jesus, that wind is bad. I bet this audio is trash. No, we're going to be entertaining. We're not going to go down the basic bitch road of the main road. We're just going to take the country road. Yeah, she just feels lazy. Which is wild to me. It likes more fuel. Like, Like, this thing runs terrible whenever it first fires up because the engine's not hot, and so it's just not getting a complete detonation, just missing. But God forbid I take fuel out of it and then suddenly it's bitching that it still has too much fuel when it's cold, and then when it's hot it's just, oh, we're not making the same power, boss. This bike is it wants more fuel but also can't handle the fuel. I don't get it. But then again, my dad's bike does the same thing, and it's fuel injected. And every measure I'd do would be like, oh, let me give your gas miles back. Or, oh, the plug gets found plugs every 1,000 miles. Just, it hates it. It loses power. It kind of runs like shit. You add more fuel, it solves every problem the bike has besides the fact that it doesn't want to idle. And it shits on plugs. And it's not timing on that bike at all. Because I added way more than factory, or what's even recommended. I added all the timing on that bike, and it loved the timing, but it fixed the idling issues or the fouling plug issue. It just had more power. And then you add fuel, it adds more power. Like if he asks me to tune it again, my solution to whatever problem he's having is going probably to be add more fuel. Unless he asks me to fix the spark plug issue, which I'm not telling me shit out of luck, because the bike wants more fuel. Tell him to buy a hotter plug, I guess. Like, I don't know what to tell him. I'm not an expert on these things. Never claimed to be a genius, just I know what works. And these bikes want more fuel. It's ridiculous. And, you know, it probably doesn't help that, you know, we both have basically straight pipes. I have drags, he has Vans and Hines, not short shots. I don't know what Vans and Hines they are, but he pulled the baffles out of them and took the crossover out of it so that it sound cooler on D-cell. And this bike's ungodly loud. There's a red Sportster. Fucking. And I swear to God, he doesn't ride his so like, or very well, or not. No, I mean, he doesn't ride it as aggressive as I do. So his definitely makes more power than mine, but it's only at the high RPMs when he starts pulling massive horsepower. And you know, rightfully, that's stupid. Rightfully, you know, he doesn't want to really rev the thing out all the way out to the limiter, which is fair. Like, there's a lot that can go wrong with RPM, especially on giant big twins, you know, which, you know, for most motorcycles, these are giant cylinders. And push rods. So, you know, running out to 6,700 RPM probably doesn't feel very good when you're not used to revving stuff out to like 55. But his bike doesn't start making huge horsepower until about 57, and then it screams for the next 1,000 RPM. And honestly, I put the rev limiter there not because it quit making power, but because that's as high as I want to go, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna break a rocker, a valve stem, or not valve stem, valve spring, if he keeps revving. Which, granted, he never does that, but it's more of a protection for me when I borrow his bike, because I like RPM. Like, this bike doesn't need to rev it out to 6,500. Like, you'll never see it because the gauge doesn't show it, but the rev limiter's set to 65. And it's not even making power there, but I just like the sound of it. And also, well, it does have some benefit of whenever I shift to the next gear from first to second or second to third, it's still in the power band. But on the 3/4 shift, it doesn't make any power if I rev it out that far, because it's an 883 cylinder head. It's got tiny valves, and it's also an older bike with very little lift. And I swear to God, that's wobbling more. not sure if I'm gonna use any of this because I just kind of rambled on for like, you know, this entire ride. But yeah, it's just too windy to be doing a lot of riding, and I need to retune this bike because I'm not happy with it yet.